I'm your moderator, Bonnie Farrar. I think we can all agree that Wayhaught is everybody's thing. These two characters have shown us that true love can be found when you least expect it. Like, let's say when the taps at Shorty's are broken. And sometimes love can take us on unexpected journeys of acceptance and self-discovery. Yet as much as we love Wayhaught, it's the two women who bring them to life that we love even more. Off-screen, they both lead their lives with love, kindness, and an inspiring enthusiasm for life that makes us all want to be a little better and leave the world a little brighter. So please help us welcome the women behind Wayhaught, the very lovely Catherine Burrell and Dominique Provo-Chalkley. Welcome back to EarperConUK.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So you guys have played Wayhaught now for 3 seasons.
Yep, 4 years.
True.
Yeah, 4 years.
Yeah.
So how has that journey and this fandom and everything that's happened to the characters and to both of you changed how you approach playing your characters?
That's a great question, isn't it?
We're just jumping right in. We're just jumping right in.
Poor Cat's just got off a flight this morning, which is like madness.
Mine is on, I think.
So is mine.
Hello.
There we go. I don't know if there's volume. No, it's just an on or off.
There we go.
Well, I would say I do try to let that stuff go a little bit when we go to work.
Yeah.
Because I think it's really good to try as best you can to sort of, as amazing as all this is, also to remove yourself and get back into the world of it. Because I think it could lead to overthinking perhaps, and maybe making decisions that don't serve the story in the best way.
I would say, ooh, my God.
Yeah.
I would say. Hello. I would say I've gone through waves of it as well, where it has, when we first started, obviously we didn't know that there was going to be this amazing following for Wayhaught, so it wasn't even a thing. And then when we first realized how much everybody was attached to the relationship and how much we had to take care of it, I think it definitely affected. I think probably both of us. Would you say when we first after Klexicon that first year,
the second
oh my God,
season,
they really like it, and what does that mean? And we have to protect it and just really respect the relationship and how we play it. And then, of course, that, like you say, leads to overthinking, and then it was a journey of coming out of that on the other side, of saying, no, we have to trust ourselves and Emily and the work that we've done to build up the relationship, how it is, and just try and play it as truthfully as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and true to the script.
Yeah. So you guys...
we're really far away from you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
snuggle in.
This is the Wayhaught.
So,
you both have been on social media now. It's been 3 years, and it's a hard balance to balance social media with your own life, but also protecting your characters and the script and what Emily has done. Has that been challenging for you at all to try to find that balance between?
again, we've both been on journeys with social media, I would say, haven't we?
Social media is a very interesting beast. What I've started doing recently is I delete it right off my phone for 3-5 days, just to take a. I didn't do anything wrong. It's not bad. I just was moving and I was lifting a lot of stuff and I just injured it a little bit. So this is just to protect it. So it heals because I thought I was getting arthritis in my joint. And I got really scared. And then I thought I'll tape it for a few days and it actually started to feel better. So I think it was just an injury. So it's all good. Yeah, so social media. So that's what I've started doing recently this year. I feel like right now is the most removed, kind of healthiest relationship I've had with social media in a while, because I actually feel when I delete it, I do feel a little bit of So that's how I know it's good for me to take these breaks. So, and I'll just take it right off the phone so I don't get, I also just didn't like that I was kind of aimlessly scrolling through Instagram, and I started to put that timer the app timer on my phone. I was horrified of how much time, and I don't even honestly use it that much, and it was still a lot of time, and I just thought, I think this could be better spent. So for me, the discipline has to be to get it off the phone, and then I don't just mindlessly.
And for me, the discipline is going on it every now and again. And being like, oh shit, I haven't been on Instagram in ages, or I haven't posted anything, and I know how, people are hoping that I do every now and again, so for me, the discipline is making sure that I do go on every now and again. Sorry.
I'm still alive.
Well, one of the ways that I love how both of you use your social media is to inspire all of us to make a difference and to change the world a little bit, whether it's through pet rescue, whether it's through, water, throwing away your water bottles, and you going thrift shopping. If you could tell everybody what small change do you think people could make that would make the biggest difference? Is there just like one thing where you're like, if everyone did this, we could have the most impact?
It's a really good question.
I tried.
Trust me, I've been racking my brain on this one for quite a long time. Do you want to take it first?
No, I would love to hear it.
I would say that the biggest thing we can all do is to blah, blah, blah. Imagine the pearls of wisdom. Anyone can finish off the rest of the sentence. No, I think actually it's to meditate and to find yourself, because through meditation, or whatever you want to call it, mindfulness, in whatever form you want to get there, I think that finding who you are at your core, without all of the excess noise, really allows you to then find what you can bring to the table, which is not, you're never gonna, I don't think that you can sit here and say, you should do this and you should do that. I think everybody needs to find it from themselves of what's authentic to them, because you can't do something well if it's not coming from a place of truth and a place for yourself. So I think that that's probably what I'd say.
That is super wise.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I didn't articulate it very well, but I appreciate it.
No, you really did. Shit, wow. What do I say? The biggest, message on that I would promote on social media?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
One change.
I think it would just be that social media is a beautiful, fun thing that we get to engage in, but it's not real. It's not real life, and never to compare yourself. Obviously, we all know that, but it can be very easy to compare ourselves to friends or that look like they're living these amazing lives. And I like those shirts that people wear that says, I hope your life is as wonderful as you pretend it is on Instagram. But I think, that it's a fun tool and it can be amazing. I also think it's affecting a lot of really young people right now. I love that Instagram got rid of the like counter or whatever that was. And
Oh yeah, I've noticed that.
I really liked that.
How new is that? Because I only just noticed it, which I think is quite
I don't think it's that.
Okay.
Well, I just noticed it a few weeks ago, maybe. Yeah. That's not really a pearl of wisdom, but I just think that it's, Instagram is another form of media, and we all know that media is manipulated and it's there to entertain us, but it's not there to give us a true barometer of real life. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very true.
Now, talking about trying to journeys and truth, Dominique, you've been on some pretty amazing adventures over the last several years. How is, I'm always excited to see you because I'm always like, where have you been next? Like, where are you next? It's really exciting. So how is, in your travels, how has that changed you and your perspective on the world?
My goodness. How long have you got?
About 45 minutes.
No. Yeah, of course. Every new place I go, I learn so much about myself and about the world, and that's a given. I'm actually now learning that I need some stability in my life, actually, which has come up and I think is a really important one for me to listen to. So I had to kind of come full circle to realizing that, it's all been amazing adventures, but the power of community is so important, and finding your people and finding people that you can lean on. because it can be quite a lonely experience in the same way as I'm meeting like all of these amazing people all the time and I have very strong connections very quickly. But it's not real life in the same way that, you know, the sort of, when you're at home, you have routine. I think it's really important. So I think I'm growing up a lot, and it's definitely helped me figure out these years that have been about learning about myself, and it's kind of plummeted me to a lot of knowing. But now I'm coming back to some really important truths, which is that I need to come back around and sort of settle a little bit and be okay with that.
Yeah. Someone once told me, you know, don't forget your wings, but really don't forget your roots too. That you need both, you know.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, that's neat.
If I'm honest, I just I don't really know where home is. Like I haven't really found that yet. So I think that a lot of it also was like trying to figure out where I fit. I've often felt a little bit like an alien sometimes, and I think quite a lot of people, lots of people that I've spoken to recently can relate to that feeling. And because I moved away and because I have 2 cultures and dual citizenship, like I never really felt 100% British, and I've always felt like there was that other side that I needed to explore. And then obviously I was so fortunate with Winona that it brought me to Canada and really like, found that part of it. And then it was sort of just continue going until I sort of find a place. But really, you can make anywhere home, you know? It's not a place that's going to be home. I think it's much more a sensation of like the people you find and all of that. So yeah, I think I'm at a place now where I'm like, okay, I'm going to calm down a little bit because it's been a bit extreme. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so going in a slightly different direction.
Yeah.
When I said about roots, I often find it hard to describe this fandom and the show to people who I know who don't watch it necessarily. But Kat, have you ever had to describe what a Wayhaught is to anybody in your life?
I'm trying to think. What Wayhaught is? Well, I mean, Wayhaught is just the relationship between Nicole and Waverly on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I get asked that a lot, like, what's a Wayhaught? You know.
Well, what's a Wayhaught? Yeah, I mean, that's really my answer.
What's a Wayhaught?
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, it would just be, it's a name for the relationship that these characters have on the show.
Cute. I think it was like, yeah.
Did I misunderstand?
Like, have you ever had a situation where somebody has said like, what's a Wayhaught, or like?
Well, trying to explain, because I'm working on this other show right now, and trying to explain where I was coming this weekend was like a little bit. It's like, well, they're like, oh, so it's one of those big cons. I'm like, well, no, it's just for Wynonna Earp. And they're like, it's just for Wynonna Earp. Yeah. So it's something very special. It's very hard to articulate to somebody that doesn't understand the fandom and the community and how all these people come from all over the world to this one place. Like, what do you do all day? And you know what I mean? Like, but it's also, you know, a lot of words that come up are really special, once in a lifetime community. And I think that they get it. They get the feeling. Yeah. But I always just want to be like, you should just come to one, and then you'll immediately understand. Like, my writing partner came to the one in Toronto. So I was like, I really feel like you just need to come and feel the energy.
What did she think of it?
I mean, she thought it was amazing. She felt empowered. She felt seen. She loved the panels. I mean, you know, she totally got it, and she understood it before. But there's something about really being in the energy or being in the fandom online that it's a deeper understanding. Yeah, I can feel it.
So what's the best piece of advice that you've been given in your career? I'm just going to throw it out there.
The best piece of advice someone else has given me.
Oh, I remember when I graduated from theater school, I was so concerned about, should I do TV or should I do theater? Because I trained in theater, and I was so concerned about having to make that decision. And I remember my friend's dad was an acting professor, and he, not of mine, but at a different school, and he said that the industry will choose for you. And because I'm always a personality, like I really want to control things and kind of, you know, carve the path before I walk it. And that was a really good piece of advice for me because it sort of allowed me to surrender to the process. And the process of this business is insane and scary and completely unpredictable. And that was a really good piece of advice that I needed to hear at that time, just to like sort of surrender a little bit. And it does. It sort of places you where you need to be, I think. For me, it did, anyways. Yeah.
I don't really know. I can't really think of anything. Nothing's coming to my head right now, to be honest. I don't really just want to make make something up. I met a very important person in my early career when I was in Dirty Dancing, and she was playing my mum on the show, and I had many a conversation with her that really informed how I sort of attacked everything. And she, you know, when you just meet someone that has just got so much wisdom, and it was like it was such a nice friendship because she was, you know, in her 50s and I was like a young girl, 19, 20, and we had such a strong connection. And yeah, she really just helped me see it clearly, because I think at that age it can be very overwhelming of like not knowing where you're gonna go or how it's gonna go, and sort of like that calming energy. So she would probably be the person, I think, but I can't think of any particular pose that she gave me.
That's good.
The president.
Yeah. I think we're going to open it up to questions here in a minute, so if you guys, someone will get the mic. But I wanted to ask, so I had Melanie and Danny on a panel a couple hours ago, and so I asked them this question, and I would be interested to see your answer to it. What personality trait of yours has gotten you into the most trouble?
I bet Mel's and Danny's answers were fantastic. What did they say?
Oh my gosh, I can't even think now. I'm the question person. I don't know. Danny said she was the trouble. She just starts the trouble. She doesn't get into it. That's what she said.
The trouble.
She is the trouble.
Fair enough.
I think somebody said to me at a con, an Earper came up to me and she said, because I said, I have a problem with authority, but I don't have a problem with authority. I have a problem with abuse of power. And she told me that. I was like, yes. Probably that stubbornness, probably the like sort of refusal to, I also have a really hard time when I can tell that people are speaking down to me because I'm a woman. Oof. Drives me. I had my superintendent in my building come into my place the other day, and he was so sexist to me and like only referred to my husband and didn't speak to me, and I almost lost it. I was so pissed, and Ray could tell. He was like, I'm so sorry, that was horrible. I'm like, yeah. So that sort of thing, I just I can't hold my tongue, and I can get myself into some trouble that way of just, I get pissed really easily with stuff like that. I'm a bit fiery.
Anything that's unjust.
Yeah.
Anything like in that same vein, when I was in Brazil, I found it really hard actually, because nobody would talk to me if there was a man present. Like it would be very, very difficult to. And I mean, I don't speak Portuguese, so maybe that's got something to do with it too. But I was trying really hard, you know. But yeah, anything that isn't fair to someone else, not me. When it's me, I'm just like, ooh, and I don't speak my mind as well as I should. But when it's anybody else, especially somebody that I care about, yeah. But my personality trait, I don't really have a very fiery personality, so that doesn't really get me in trouble. Yeah.
Do we have questions?
Oh, okay. So we can talk a lot about like Start the Wave and what you can do, and we have a little thing here, and so I was wondering if like your characters would start a fundraiser or charity, what do you think it would be?
Oh, cool. Can we do it together? I mean, or separately, but that's awesome. The Wayhaught fundraiser. Oof. What's Nicole into in that kind of thing?
Well, I mean, she loves nature. She loves the
Yeah.
outdoors. She's probably, I would say, like super conservation, something with trees, planting trees, or some sort of
Planting trees with.
There was a cool thing Mel posted the other day where it was you post your picture of you filling up before your flight, your water bottle, so you don't use the plastic, and I forget the airline now, but they plant one tree for every hashtag or something like this. Go to Mel's Instagram, speaking of, and check it out. It's pretty cool.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Hi, love.
I feel like Waves would definitely do something with like spreading the love and kindness, acceptance, probably, yeah, like, you know, the kind of like the kindness cards where like just dropping little bits of love and kindness around purgatory just to remind everyone that they're beautiful and to smile.
I can see that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cute.
Thanks,
I can
love.
totally see that. You can just yell them out. We can repeat them too if.
Hi. I just want to say that I came here from Slovenia, Europe, if you know what that is.
Slovenia, really?
Yes.
Yeah, that's where my family's from.
Like in the show, you have a lot of beautiful moments, emotional moments that you play really well. And I want to know, do you want to share any of that kind of moments that happened to you in your real life?
Ooh. Any intimate moments that happen to us in our real life? Sorry.
Emotional, like beautiful moments.
Special moments from
Yeah,
our lives.
yeah.
Oh.
Special moments.
Happy memory.
Happy memory.
Oh.
Childhood. You know?
Huh? I was about saying things. When my dad drove me and my mum in the night to Paris, and we woke up under the suspension bridge. Had a cup of tea under the suspension bridge. I was like, oh, look where you are. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, that was really cool.
That's awesome.
Mine would be, well, speaking of Slovenia, I was there a few months ago, this past summer, with my mother for the first time, as she was born there. My grandparents grew up, my mom was very, they were incredibly poor, and had like a kind of I saw the house, if you could even really call it that they kind of lived in, and it was insane. It was so crazy, and my mom and my grandmother's 93-year-old brother met us, and he walked my mom and I down to the well where my grandmother would go to get water. Wow. It was like a really bittersweet but really beautiful moment to walk that, and he was telling us stories how my mom would like cry because she didn't want to walk, so my grandma would have to go pick her up and take her down. That it was like down a hill to a well, guys, like literally pigs, them, cows, well, that was it. And it was a really happy moment because my mom had been dreaming of this moment when we were all together in this place that was so important to our family for her whole life and my whole life. So, hey, yeah.
That's so cool.
We've had some beautiful Wayhaught moments. We've also had a couple of arguments or disagreements. So who do you think of your characters would be the first to say, I'm sorry?
Oh, I think it depends on the circumstance.
Yeah.
What's happened? Come on.
What's happened?
Lay it out on the
Bonnie,
table.
give us some context.
I mean, there's in a relationship, there's always one person that's just a bit more like, look, I'm gonna take that step,
Apologize
be
first.
apologize, or like come and find you and be like, look, we shouldn't fight. There's always that one person that's a little bit more,
I want gonna say it's Nicole. I think you think so? Yeah.
I just like, I don't want to be the one to say it, but yeah, I think it is.
100% agree.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi. I just wanted to ask, as actors, how do you choose what roles you go into next? I know you work with your agents and things like that, but how does it work? Is it like, do you kind of choose what you don't want to do, or you're like how
Wouldn't that be nice?
But I mean, there's stuff that obviously you'd be like, no, I really don't want to do that, or are you just like, okay, I need money, I'm gonna just like, how does it work exactly for you guys?
Just really quickly, I had this same question actually from passport control that as I came into the country, I was like, I know you.
No way.
Yeah, like as he was checking my thing, yeah. It was fantastic. I was like, you're an Earper? He was like, yeah, it's like fantastic. So then we ended up having like way too much of a long conversation. No passport control, everyone was behind like, what? No, unfortunately that's not how it works. Does it ever get like that? I
No,
always
but
wonder.
you just did a movie. You had made a very pretty clear decision that you wanted to work on certain types of things. That's what you told me, and it seemed to work out that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, absolutely. Generally speaking, like we get, I mean, it depends on who your agent is and depends who you are, I suppose, with the quantity of auditions that come in, and it varies depending like what point of the year it is. But you usually get emails with a breakdown where it tells you a bit about the project and the role, and you can get a pretty good idea from that. Sometimes they attach the script or just the scenes, and you can get a pretty good feeling as to what it's going to entail, would you say?
Yeah, I remember someone once told me, and I don't know if this has been true for you, but usually there's like 3 factors and you kind of get 2. So the people are really great, the money is really good, or the project is amazing. And usually you're kind of getting 2. If you get 3, it's like, then you've hit Winona Earp. But then you, But usually, like for me, I'm working in a show right now called Good Witch. It's on Hallmark. And I really wanted to be home. So Good Witch shoots in Toronto, and for me, I was just like, we're gonna be in Calgary. I just want to be able to like go home and see my family and put a little more time in with them. So I kind of like, I mean, I was auditioning for stuff that wasn't in Toronto, but my agent was definitely looking a little harder for stuff that was around home. And I also think it's like an energy you put out into the world of, this is kind of the thing I'd love to have next. But usually it's very much like you get an email, like Dominique said, there's a breakdown, you do the audition, or you put it on tape at home and it goes into ether, and usually you never hear anything about it ever again. But
do you ever get stuff that's like for you directly, like we want you and no one else? So, you know, if you're
for directing
interested?
stuff?
No, for like acting things as well.
Acting things.
Anything that's like,
That
you're
happened
great.
with Carmilla.
Mm-hmm.
Carmilla, they did that they just sort of contacted me and pitched the role to me and said, would you be up for it? And I was like, yes, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes, luckily now, sometimes some stuff some works out, some conflicts with schedule and stuff, but we're both fortunate to be in a position where sometimes we do get offered.
Definitely.
Freaking lucky, man. Business is so crazy, and I just feel like we're both really lucky. Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. I wanted to ask, what kind of school kids were you? Like when you were at school, like were you nerdy or more troublemakers or like things like that?
Interesting.
I never talked about it before. I just remember you have that really great Halloween story.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
No, let's not go there.
I was like, so how I was definitely a driver kid.
What does that mean?
A driver, my dad was always like, you know, you gotta try hard, work really hard. My parents were very, such immigrant parents, but very like, work hard, you know. I was probably an overscheduled child. I think I had a little too much going on, but I was very much like a driver, busy. I was busy, always wanting to do things, and yeah, I think I've slowed down a lot more in the past years, but I've maintained that into adulthood for sure, and then started to realize that maybe it wasn't the best thing to always be so crazy busy. But what else was I like? That was pretty similar. I didn't change too much. I was pretty headstrong, a little stubborn, definitely qualities that are still there, and like went for what I wanted and pushed, even if I wasn't really supposed to.
I was never like part of any particular group. I was sort of somebody that just sort of floated around to the nerds
That's
and
what
the...
you meant. Okay.
Not necessarily, but I'm going to answer it like that. And because I was a dancer, I had like my dancing friends, so it would be, you know, doing all that kind of thing. And then, yeah, I would just float around and never was like in with like any particular crew, but always sort of like on the outside and got along with everyone really. Yeah, just sort of went around when I felt like it. And,
Yeah. Did you have like, I had like my 2 friends and then sort of got along with everyone else, but had 2 really good friends.
I had a bit of a, I was part of a music block crew for one point. There was a music block, so we used to hang out and play piano. Really cool. And yeah, hang out in there. But I was pretty dorky, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I was quite shy, I would say. Nervous. School used to make me quite nervous. Yeah.
Did you guys have quotes in your yearbook? Like, do you guys do that stuff? No. Yeah.
Were you writing people's yearbook?
No, where like usually under your picture you have like a quote where you say like, "This is me," you know, kind of thing.
We did. I have no idea what I wrote though. I'd have to look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always, go. I was going to say something embarrassing. Hi.
I've got a question for both of you, if you want to answer it. If Nicole was going to put an advertisement for more police officers in the newspaper, because I have a tendency of dying a lot, what?
Sorry, what was that last part?
I said if Nicole was going to put an advertisement for like police officers, cops, because they have a tendency of dying a lot.
Oh.
What would the advert ask for, and what would like skills, qualities to try and attract them to come and work for you?
Easily adapts to an ever-changing environment. Enjoy. Ooh, how would you word that without giving away what it is? Yeah, enjoys unusual cases, I guess, and works well on limited resources. Yeah, and then I would have to figure out how to phrase that you have to work with Winona.
I'm going to say, because she's
Flexible
a bit of a hazard.
personality, I like that, Nancy, that's good. Yeah.
I'm going to say, but Wyona's a bit of a hazard on her own, isn't she?
What's that, sorry?
I said Wyona's a bit of a hazard on her own to work with,
She's a bit of a hazard, yeah, but a great one at that, so, yeah.
Dom, would you add anything to that advertisement with working with Nicole?
Back off. Yeah, not to, yeah. Best be a male. Yeah.
Hi. Oh, hi. I was just wondering, so Waverley's done her cheerleading and the Christmas dance. So what would Nicole do if she was going to do something like that for Waverley?
I was worried.
It's coming. Season 4, come on.
What would I do? I mean, what's like a sexy skill she has? Like, I don't know
Basketball.
what I would do. I would
Naked
build
basketball.
you a treehouse in shorts and a nice bra.
Okay.
And put fairy lights inside of it.
Yeah.
So,
Key
but
to my heart.
That's, I mean, that's more of a gesture, but you could watch. As I build things. On the ladder.
Happily.
Yeah.
I can see this. I can see this.
I can see it too, actually. It's quite sexy.
Let's expand on this a little bit, Kat.
What color are we talking?
I'm thinking like slow-mo, Waverly comes with lemonade.
Yeah.
Right?
Nicole like casually wipes
Yeah.
the sweat off her brow as she takes it.
The fanfic just writes itself. So I've been told we need to wrap it up, but I just wanted to thank both Dominique and Kat for being here at EarperConUK, for giving so much of themselves and their time to everyone in the fandom, and for just bringing one of our favorite relationships to life on screen. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Dominique Provo-Chockley and Catherine Burrell!